Good morning, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Magnetic Reversal News, and Shinrin Yoku, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Saturday, August 13th, around 1:30 p.m. Mountain Time 2022. We're live at the volcano in Iceland as the steady stream of lava is pouring out of the main splatter cone. And authorities are going to build artificial dams to try to divert this lava flow, which is going to spill into an adjacent valley in just weeks, perhaps months. But the big story, rain pours into some Las Vegas casinos and floods streets in the wettest monsoon season in a decade. Keep calm, it's flood time. Yes, it's true. Rains flooded the Enterprise in Las Vegas Valley, according to video shared on Twitter. Rain was falling down from the ceilings on top of gaming tables. Sean Stable took this video of rain entering Planet Hollywood's casino area during the thunderstorm. And there's more rain coming to the Four Corners region, and it is much needed. And, well, let's go over some of the flooding. Friday, storms flood streets and homes around Utah. Thunderstorms Friday brought rain and hail to Utah, and holy hell.
Cleanup is underway tonight after multiple communities across Utah were left underwater.
Yeah, the rain moved in fast and furious, flooding homes and sending debris flowing off of a burn scar. We do have team coverage for you tonight. Kristen Van Dyke tracking some impressive rain totals.
Take a look at that coming down in buckets, as they say. This is the way rain falls in the West. And Utah wasn't the only place, the big winter chicken dinner. You can see some people. Can I have video for this?
Rescuing women. I'm like, I don't know how I need to get back over there.
Yeah, so we do have some flooding there. Some roads flooded in Utah. But rescues galore. In fact, a man was rescued from his Jeep due to flooding near Kingman. And there he is sitting atop of his Jeep waiting for the rescue. Actually, he has the rope in hand. Do not drive through any flash flood waters. And a woman was trapped after flash floods in Scottsdale. She had to be rescued by a helicopter when the flooding waters at a skate park came up so rapidly she was trapped on a wall. And flash flood warnings are now issued Friday for northeast San Diego County as humidity increases. This is bad news, but thankfully there's little snow in the mountains to create that mega flood that I talked about last night on Magnetic Reversal News. A storm leaves a trail of damage also in Wallowa. Where's Wallowa? Walla Walla, Washington. And here's some amazing footage coming from yesterday. I thought I'd share these with you. Here is a summer hailstorm in Wyoming on the 11th. It looks like a snowstorm. Now, obviously, people going very slow there. Similar hailstorms taking place in Melbourne in Australia, all the way across the pond there.
Heading down Tanner
And here we got
Wash
Reed
right
Timmer
now.
on a flash flood.
I'm on a flash flood that's heading down Tanner Wash right now in Bitter Springs, Arizona. You can see a lot of suds here. Just saw a basketball as well go by, and this was caused by only about 1.25 inches of rainfall over those cliffs and upstream on Tanner Wash. And this thing is trying to head toward the Grand Canyon, growing in size as the tributaries are contributing to the flow. Heading down this wash, the front wall just went by right around the corner, and this is going to cruise all the way down toward Lake.
Pretty awesome footage. If you can't get out to the west and witness one of these, this is some really good footage.
Suds, barges going by. I'm also concerned about a storm that's heading toward Antelope Canyon. There is a burn scar near that area. Really, any amount of rainfall could trigger a flash flood that will head down Antelope Canyon. And looking upstream, I can see even some more debris, little sticks that are coming down. It's definitely from the cliffs just above this flood. This is Tanner Wash. Debris heading down right now, and this is headed toward Lake Powell.
Well, that's good news for Lake Powell. Much needed moisture needed for Lake Powell and Lake Mead. And we're over here at the U.S. Drought Monitor, and the drought is, well, it's getting a reprieve. There is less severe drought than it has been for decades in the West, and it's just getting better. So I would imagine after the next several weeks of what's going to be coming to this Four Corners region in the west for that drought to be relieved even further. Now, monsoons and heavy rain this weekend. The active monsoon is expected to continue into next week from the Four Corners region and the desert southwest to the central Rockies. That means more flash flooding, more videos, so tune in to see what comes down from the sky. This rainfall may produce flash flooding and debris flows, especially near recent burn scar areas, which we just witnessed in some of that video. And locally heavy rain is likely near much of the Gulf Coast this weekend due to a stalled front and a weakened tropical disturbance that probably won't develop into anything tropical but move across the tip of Texas and into Mexico. Here we are at the GFS model, and you can see these pop-up storms in the Four Corners region that cause that flash flooding happening today and then again tomorrow and again and again. And so these are the pop-up storms that can create 1 to 2 inches of rain in just an hour. And then with hardened ground or burn scar areas, that water runs off in catastrophic ways. We do have some severe weather threats, looks like for the East Coast or southern Texas, especially here on Sunday and into Monday here and Tuesday in the Virginias. So heads up there. Now here we look at the total precipitated moisture, and you can see where some of that flash flooding is going to be coming from in Utah, desert southwest here. Arizona going to be picking up heavy precipitation. Colorado as well. In the Denver area could see some flooding with up to 5 inches over the next week. So these storms are going to moisten Arizona. Take a look. The whole state is one of the wettest areas in the United States through the middle of August. Pretty impressive there. So Arizona, we might see some fantastic blooms coming out of the desert. New Mexico getting some much needed precipitation as well. That's good news. All of southwestern Colorado and the Four Corners region, it's boom time. Take a look. The U.S. isn't the only big winner chicken dinner when it comes to flooding. In fact, in China, some catastrophic and deadly flooding. Search and rescue efforts are ongoing for several people missing as China's Shaanxi province was hit by record rainfall, according to Chinese state. Crazy things happening worldwide. Seismic update. No quakes of note. We have a moderate uptick on the west coast.
Why do you risk your...
We have a moderate uptick on the west coast, and we have a considerable quake just to the east of, wait for it, Mount St. Helens. So let's go take a look at what's going on at Mount St. Helens. There's no uptick in earthquakes today. There has been an uptick over the last 2 weeks. We're now at 88 quakes over the last 30 days, and there's that rocker just to the east of Mount St. Helens. So we're keeping a close eye on St. Helens for you, as there is an interesting uptick in the caldera in earthquakes over the last 2 weeks. Now, Stromboli Islands in Italy. Another flooding story. Rainfalls trigger devastating mud flows and cause significant damage. Amazing. Let's take a look at some of these photos. This is, look at the different levels of mud here. Wow. And so this is mud flows entering a house, completely destroyed, I'd imagine. Look at that. Cleaning the main street, almost filled with mud to the top of the door there. Just a tragic scenario happening all around the world, and this is only going to get worse. So be prepared, not scared, for what is ahead in the future of weather. Now, at Fagradus Fall, I told you on the opening that authorities and geophysicists are considering to build artificial dams in order to avoid damaging fiber optic cables. That's the reason, and other important infrastructure. Artificial dams are supposed to divert lava flow that's expected in the Strandevadle Valley, within a week or months. Barriers work only temporarily, but given the experiences from the last eruption in 2021, the idea is well worth it. Engineers are expected to design the same dams in advance in case the lava overflows into the adjacent valley. So that's going on, and that is the update. Here is the best live stream available with audio. And this is coming from Afar TV, once again, second day in a row, with the best footage. Now, the other channels seem to have cameras behind here, which is not a good vantage point. And I can't see any people in the shot, but you can see that the main eruption has now reduced to one single spatter cone vent, which is quite considerable in size, tens of meters high at the rim in front here, and spattering as high as 300 feet. So this is a pretty big thing here. And the amount of lava has been consistent and is much greater than the previous eruption. So any lava front here is going to move much faster, albeit quite slow due to the type of eruption it is. So go check them out here at Afar TV. The links will be below. All links are always below. Give them a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So we'll just pause that and move along here. Space weather news. The sun is getting more active over the last 24 hours. You can see a ramp up here from B up into C range here with some minor C flares. Another one kicking off now as I bloviate. There are just a few tiny sunspots on the disk. AR 3076 Earth facing, as well as AR 3079 and 3074. So these are the three spots that could send a little CME action our way. But I'm more concerned about this coronal hole 14. It's quite massive. It's going to be turning around in the next week. And so later next week, we could be seeing the effects of this plasma stream coming from that coronal hole. As of now, there's some global D-layer absorption. That means this little flare is affecting Earth with some minor blackout potential, but very minor as far as the D-layer absorption there. And that is your space weather news update. As far as the 3-day geomagnetic storm, it looks all quiet on the Western Front through the 15th. Now here is some oxymoronic news coming from Scotland. Scotland cut down 14 million trees to make way for wind turbines and their green energy dreams. Yeah, it's completely antithetical. Scotland has cut down 14 million trees to make room for new wind power installations. Absolutely insane. Now, Scotland is the site of the recent COP26 United Nations Conference on Climate. And that makes it even funnier. As reported by the Herald, the tree removal was to put up 21 wind turbines. So they removed 13 million trees to put up 12 wind turbines. That makes sense. Save the planet. Now, if you missed it, right after this video, you'll see it pop up. Please go watch on the mega floods coming to California. Here we see a 1639 map showing California as an island. That's kind of interesting. You also spell it funny. California. Now, if you need some scientific evidence for some of your naysaying friends, Cap Allen just republished an article that was published back in 2020, and it's quite good. 11 scientific predictions for the upcoming grand solar minimum. And it starts off with one of our favorite, Abdusmatov, in his 2016 paper. So if you need some scientific evidence to help some of your battles at home or in academia, here are 11 of the top papers on natural climate variability and the fact that the sun controls the climate. Now, one other Darwin Award here. Students and staff at the School District of Philadelphia will be required to wear masks for the first 10 days of school. Everyone. When questioned about this, no one knows why. And that is a boom. To insanity. Welcome to Clown World, where you tune in to the Oppenheimer Ranch Project for a little clarity. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Share this with like-minded people. And be safe. We love you. Especially our Patreons, our one-time donors, and the heroes that share this video. Be safe. And that's a boom.